Welcome back to the channel. Good morning. It's your boy Dez. I'm going to go over some current events right now in a second. But what I wanted to talk about real quick before I got started is I was having like some issues or just trying to figure out what I wanted this channel to be about. As you guys have been following me from last year, a lot of the things I was going through last year was emotional. There was anger, there was tears, and it was me trying to figure out how to be happy. So I said, why not make evolve the channel, revolve the channel to that, and make it about happiness. And also within that unhappiness, I was trying to still trying to go through, and understand relationships. So from this day forward, what I'm going to do on this channel, on this platform, everything that I do will be around happiness, and it'll be around relationships. Okay, so say I'm doing a cooking segment, okay, and I'm not gonna do. I don't even know if I'm gonna do a lot of cooking segments, but if I'm gonna do a cooking segment, it's gonna be around happiness. It's gonna involve relationships. So I might do a cooking thing and say why it's good to cook at home and have, what I'm saying, dinner with your a significant other, or what I'm saying, whatever it may be. So that's where it is. So I'm gonna buckle down as tight as I can, and those two will be my niche for this channel. I'll change up what I need to change up, and that's what it is. It was because it's been so many. When I did research, like relationships, so many things came up. So many things came up about happiness. With all these things going on in the world, with people dying left and right, with all these murders, with all this craziness, what I'm saying, like suicide, mental health, all these things, people are still trying to find happiness. It's in the Constitution, for crying out loud. Okay, every man and woman has the attempt to find, what I'm saying, happiness. What I'm saying, the pursuit of happiness. You know what I mean? So it's definitely is. All right, guys. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a good New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Me and the missus, we stayed in and had a little wine, and we did karaoke. That was really, really fun. Hope everybody can do something like that. We turned on the iPhone, put it on the television, played our favorite songs, and we sung our heart out until we got hoarse, until we was too tipsy to do so. So that was a really good time. That's the way we brought in the New Year's. I don't really go out like that. All right, so first top thing that I want to speak about is there's a Buffalo Bills player that you probably have heard of already on ESPN that collapsed on the field. All right. I don't know if you've seen it or not, if you heard about it, but it is graphic. There's no blood or anything like that, but watch this clip.
That's not what any of us want to see, and everybody's around him, and just hope that he's going to be okay.
So as you see, the players rushed over. Everybody paused for a second. This was a very serious act right here. But what I want everybody to know, what you already know, is this is football. This is what could happen in football. If you know before, there's been players that have been paralyzed right here on the field in front of millions. All right, this is what happens in this sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, basketball and baseball, there are injuries as well, but just not to this magnitude because it's a different sport. This is definitely a contact sport. Every single play, somebody's getting hit, somebody's getting tackled, and this is very fortunate right here. Well, this is very unfortunate right here for this young man. My hearts and prayers definitely go out to him. Buffalo's Bills safety Damar Hamlin is in critical condition after suffering a cardiac arrest and collapsing on the field mid-game against the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday night. His team said Hamlin's heartbeat was restored on the field, and he was taken to a Cincinnati hospital where he remains sedated and on a ventilator. Following the incident, the NFL postponed the game, saying details on the next steps would come at an appropriate time. Adding that the 24-year-old's well-being is their top priority. Photos from the game show players on the field emotionally distraught after witnessing his collapse. Following the incident, the entire NFL community and football fans worldwide collectively shared messages of hope for Hamlin's recovery. The man was 24 years old. You know what I'm saying? That very, very young and very, very scary. Really, really what it is. A lot of people can go their whole career without any serious injuries. Here he is, a couple of years in and already having serious complications. So hopefully it's not too serious and they can fix it and, go on about his career. So, just be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. I don't know how many times that we can say this, how short life is and things can change in an instant. Even doing something that you love, even doing something that you've been wanting to do your whole life and you finally do it, you finally get there and anything can happen. All right, so just embrace the good times and the happy times and just always know, you don't want to dwell on death. You don't want to dwell on things like that, but don't ever forget, we are human. We're as quickly as we were born, as quickly we can be taken out. So that's why I said enjoy the time that you can. Going to the NFL for a lot of people are a dream. And I read somewhere that what if this life right here is a dream, and then when we die, we wake up. That kind of that was pretty awesome. So just know that anything can happen at any given time. Tragic news coming from Montgomery. A worker dies after being sucked into the jet engine at an Alabama airport. That's that's something that you see on a movie. That's something that, you see in Die Hard or something like that. You really don't hear that often. Let's hear what happened. A ground worker at a regional airport in Alabama died in a freak accident over the weekend when he was ingested into the engine of an American jetliner parked at the gate. The worker was sucked into a 170's engine around 3 p.m. on Saturday at Montgomery Regional Airport, where it had his parking brake was set, the National Transportation Safety Board said. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family during this difficult time, he added. In a statement, American Airlines said that it was devastated by the significant incident. We are focused on ensuring that all involved have the support they need during this difficult time, the company said, declining any further comment during the ongoing investigation. They're probably trying to figure out how this happened. Like, how does this happen? Because... Okay, hold on. There's more. When a jet engine is operating, the air getting sucked into the intake can cause a low air pressure area that can pull nearby people into the rotating blades. When parked, though, cones are placed near the engine to mark the boundaries of the hazard areas, the exact size of which are provided in the plane's operating manual, according to High Sky Flying. For example, the hazard area for the Airbus A320 is 14 feet in front.
An airport worker's life has just ended by getting sucked into a jet engine. In an Alabama airport, a ground worker was fatally injured by getting sucked into a jet engine. May they rest in peace, and our thoughts and prayers are with their family.
And of the size of the engine inlet, according to the site. And it's rare for ground personnel to be sucked into engines because they are trained about the dangers and how to stay clear from them. The dead worker has not been identified, and details of the accident have not been released at this time. Here goes some of the comments. Dear Lord, what a tragedy on New Year's Eve, no less. Peace to his soul and comfort and God's blessing to his family. Definitely have to have situational awareness. I cannot recall any of the people I work with that have come close, or that have not come close to at least one on one occasion. This is something else. So just going through this stuff, it's so much going on. It's I don't know if it's seen more or heard more because we have internet, and because a lot of the stuff I don't even get from the news. Most of the stuff that I get is from TikTok, or it's from Facebook, or it's from Instagram. That's the way I watch news now. I rarely watch news on the television. This is how I get my news. And like I said, it's just being shared more frequently. But honestly, I feel like things have always been this way. It does not take much for a person to die anyway. And this is why I wanted to share things like this. People die every day, different ways. I know you guys heard that 1,000 ways to die, so I chose. You can die any type of way. Food, accident, you can choke, you can slip and fall. There's so many ways. That's why I said life is short. And with that being said, happiness has to be number one. We're going to go over some tips to be happier in 2023. All right, so before we get into happiness, I want to give you the definition of what happiness is according to this wellness page that I'm on right now. All right, so it says happiness is an emotional state characterized by feelings of joy, satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. While happiness has many different definitions, it is often described as involving positive emotions and life satisfaction. I like that definition. I definitely like the emotional state. I like satisfaction, and I like fulfillment, because when you look at depression, when you look at other things that are the opposite, is exactly what it is. You feel like you are unfulfilled. You're not happy. There is no joy. And I think that was a really, really good definition. Because happiness tends to be such a broadly defined term, psychologists and other social scientists typically use the term subjective well-being when they talk about this emotional state. Just as it sounds, subjective well-being tends to focus on the individual's overall personal feelings about their life in the present as right now. It's really cool, because even if you talk about love or happiness, everybody different, because they have a different background, they have a different thought process, and what may be happy to somebody isn't happy to somebody else. Like prime example, we think money is going to make us happy, and definitely for the most part, it will. But we've all known that there's been people, successful people, rich people, that have had this type of money and still were not happy. They were not fulfilled. And that's why I like that word. They're just not fulfilled. So, and then you have somebody else that doesn't have a lot of money, all right? But they have a small house. They have a great loving family support system, and they are fulfilled in that happiness. So it really all depends about the person that that we're talking about. Two key components of happiness: the balance of emotions. Everyone experiences both positive and negative emotions, feelings, and moods. Happiness is generally linked to experiencing more positive feelings than negative ones. I like that. I'm a Libra, and just period, like a balance is definitely good. Like you want to be able to maneuver or move in each whatever you are, each level, have that balanced head, balanced emotion. I think that makes a lot of sense. Life satisfaction. This relates to how satisfied you feel with different areas of your life, including your relationships. Did I talk about that? Work, achievements, and other things that you consider important. And that's why I said earlier, just a second ago, that it depends on you and your emotions and your background and what you've been through. If you take somebody and you give them $1 million, or you give them, you know what I'm saying, and you put them in a positive situation, and most of their lives they have not had good situations, and they, I feel like they'll appreciate that. They'll appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody that's always had. And if you take the same thing from somebody that always had and give them what that person did not have, they aren't gonna deal with it the same, because they're not used to not having. And like I said, it goes back to your the way you were brought up. It goes back to your thought process and what's important to you, your morals and things like that. So, but everybody, I feel like, is looking for happiness. This is why this was so important. And when we get on to relationships, I feel like everybody here watching this has had a relationship at one point or another, whether you're in one or you just got out of one. But everybody can relate to emotions. Everybody can relate to relationships and liking people and, just all that type of stuff. Another definition of happiness comes from the ancient philosopher Aristotle, who suggested that happiness is the one human desire and all other human desires exist as a way to obtain happiness. People work their butt off so they can get money, so they can be happy with the things that they buy or the house that they buy. I can definitely say that when we purchase these things, when we buy these things, when we're working for these things, it's to make us happy. When we open up that Amazon box, we are happy. When we see our children, we are happy. When we, can buy these things and we can afford good things, it's to bring us joy and happiness, even if it is just for a small time. He believed that there were 4 levels of happiness. Happiness from immediate gratification, from comparison and achievement is good, from making positive contributions, and from achieving fulfillment. There goes that word again, fulfillment. Here goes some signs of happiness. While perceptions of happiness may be different from one person to the next, there are some key signs that psychologists look for when measuring and assessing happiness. Some key signs of happiness include feeling like you are living the life you wanted. Now, I'm not going to sit here and break down each one of these, but just the first one, feeling like you are living the life you wanted. Now, a few shows ago, I spoke about Catherine Jenner. I think that's the name that, used to be Bruce Jenner. And I just spoke about how her whole life, she was living as a man, had kids, everything, played sports, manly, good job, good career, successful. But the whole time he felt like she was a woman, and, he had the courage, she had the courage to change the way she felt to match the inside with the outside. All right. Feeling like you are living the life you wanted. We only have one life. And I believe that reincarnation is real, but do we really know? We really don't. Animals can't speak at this time, but we only got one life. I suggest, when we're talking about happiness, is to do what you feel like you were meant to do. Do more of what makes you happy, what makes you smile. Some things scare you. And what I've noticed about things that scare you is when you actually, after you've already done it, you're looking like, it really wasn't all that bad. It really was not that bad. I think our emotions, our fear gets in the way sometimes. But then after we do it, and that's the thing about fear, I know I jumped off topic, but the thing with that is, for most people, if something scares them, they do it anyway. And it's kind of like bringing it back to being in war and combat. People think that because we're in war and we're in combat that we're not scared. That is not the truth. We are frightened. We are very scared, but we go forward anyway. We still go through it. And after the fact, then you can contemplate, and then you can think about how you were. But life is the same way. You're scared of that roller coaster. You're scared of this ride. You're scared of speaking in front of people. You're scared to do this. But if you still go forward with that, it brings you to a different level of confidence. Now you're like, shit, I was scared to do that, but I did it anyway. Let me see what else I could do that I was scared of. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but feeling like you are living the life that you want to live makes so much sense. All right, number 2, going with the flow and a willingness to take life as it comes. That's just being like, it is what it is. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever's going to happen is going to happen because it is. Feeling the conditions of your life are good. Enjoying positive, healthy relationships with other people. That's why I said happiness and relationships are going to be the 2 on this channel, because this is, when you talk about relationships, when you talk about happiness, they go together. So it just makes sense. And positive, healthy relationships are part of being a human being. It's a part of being a person. Feeling that you have accomplished or will accomplish what you want in life. This is, and I just sit here and told you that I was not going to go piece by piece on this, but it just makes sense. And this is you having a drive. This is you having a dream. And all this is you just making it happen. You can have a good idea in your head all you want to, but until you actually make it happen, you're always going to wonder. You're always going to be thinking. You're always going to be like, oh, I should have. And like I told you, life is short. And it's just better to go ahead and make these things happen. All right, nobody's going to make it. They ain't going to do it for you. Even if they give you the tools to do so, you have to be the one to make it happen. This podcast that I'm on right now, I have my phone right here set up. I have a headset. But this is what I always wanted to do. I wanted to run my mouth. I wanted to give some positive aspirations. I wanted to hear from people calling in and telling their stories and asking questions. And this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. But it was not going to happen for me unless I made it happen. So that's it's just real talk. All right, guys, so I'm not going to go through all of these, but these are really, really good. I'm also going to give you the website for this right here. Anytime I do any type of segments like this, I want to give you the website so that way you can go look for it yourself. This is verywellmind.com. I actually subscribe to this right here, so I'll be shooting stuff right here. They speak about depression, they speak about anxiety, they speak about love, mental health, all that good stuff that we're going to be talking about. How to become a better person, challenges, history, stories. This is a great website right here. And speaking of that, and I notice every time I'm talking, when I'm talking about things, my little brain just, sparks off more things. Have you ever heard we are what we eat? All right, you are what you eat. You're also what you see and what you hear. Also goes hand to hand. All right. So what you're watching on TikTok, what you're watching on Netflix, what you're looking at, what you're listening to, all that stuff plays an effect in your heart and brain and the way you think. Okay. So if you're reading good stuff, you should be reading anyway. I don't care if it's 3 pages a day. You should be reading. All right. Same way you watch 1,000 hours of TV, you should at least be reading an hour a day.
The universe always gives you exactly what you need to live a life that's aligned with the frequency of what you focus the majority of your attention on. It's essential that you become clear on your heart's desire, focus as much of your attention as possible on it, and courageously open yourself up to whatever wants to come into your life.
That's one. But what you're ingesting into your body, into your soul, plays such a huge part in the way that you act on a daily basis. All right. When I watch YouTube, I'm watching positive things. All right. Some stuff be ratchet, but for the most part, it's positive things. I look at people that I want to aspire to be like. All right. So when I watch people on podcasts, when I watch people on YouTube, I'm watching how they work. And I want, okay, you know what? I like that. Eric Thomas is a very big inspiration for me. I like the way he does I like the way he operates with the crowd and moves the crowd and gets the crowd pumped up and excited. I like that. So when even the music has changed for me. I still like my Lil Wayne. I still like, some of my little trap music sometimes, but a lot of music that is inspirational. You know what I'm saying? It's soothing, stuff that makes you think. and just puts you in a whole different mind frame. So just keep that shit in, just keep that time, because keep that shit in mind though. That what you ingest, what you put in your brain, what you put in your body, it comes out. All right. Now we're gonna get into food too, because I know that I keep going back to that. But what we put in our body, it comes out. All right. It comes out. It comes out our mouth, comes out our mind, comes out our eyes, comes out our ears. All right. So just keep that stuff in mind, that you have to change the negative things that are around you if you want a positive result. I like that. I think I started that. I think that's my saying right there. You want to change the negative things around you if you want a positive impact. And that's facts. All right. I'm going to do a couple of more. Feeling positive more than negative. Feeling satisfied with your life. Being open to new ideas and experiences. That goes back to being scared, like you're scared of things, but try it anyway. All right, try it anyway. I'm telling you, most of the time when you try something that you're scared of, you realize that it really wasn't bad. What was holding you back was your own anxiety. What was holding you back was your own thinking, like, oh my God, I'm going to fail. Just shut up. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, shut up. Just go up there and try it. Do your best. And if you don't make it the first time, that's okay. But you still have that experience, and then you can go out there and do it better again. I told you guys before, I want to be an actor. I am not the best speaker in front of people. I've had to practice when I've given classes or I'm giving instructions to my soldiers. I had to rehearse that. I had to practice that because I didn't want to get up there looking crazy. And then what happened is, I told you, I was a little afraid to do so. But what happened is and I didn't want to be. And every chance that I could get in front of people to speak, I would do so. And I got good at it. And I started to actually enjoy it. So, that just goes to say, find out your weaknesses and find out your strengths and use them. Oh, I'm strong in this. Okay, but what am I weak in? And whatever you're weak in that subject, work on that so you can be strong in that. All right. Feeling that you're living life with a sense of meaning and purpose. This is all on you. This is all on you. I'm not important. Nothing that I'm doing makes any sense. Nobody, you have to make it important. You have to make all these people here on Earth, on planet Earth, all right? You have to make an impact. It starts with you. It's not just going to happen. All right, you got to speak, you got to work, you got to do things. It's a grind. It is a grind, but you can do it. When you look at people that are successful and you compare yourself to them, what is the difference? What's the difference? Why can this person do these things that I can't? There is no difference. They just work harder at that topic. They work harder at that subject. That's it. There's no difference than them or you. All right, they can do it, you can do it. Period. All right. I'm gonna leave you guys on that right there. Once again, this is verywellmind.com. This video is brought to you by Wellness. Look, I just had an idea. As I sip this right here, and we're speaking about happiness, and I just said what you inject, what you put in your body. So I'm going to start. I'll start looking up things that are good for your body. Might make you a little happier. What you eat. Have you ever eaten something and then you felt bad after you ate it? Maybe you're supposed to eat till you're full, but have you ever eaten and then you just didn't feel good? You know what I'm saying? You're probably eating the wrong stuff. Okay. I've noticed when I get full off of fish, when I get full off of salad, I feel differently. I'm still full. I don't want to eat anymore, but I don't feel bad. Some stuff you eat, you feel bad. So I'm gonna look up some stuff that's organic that you can eat. This has kale in it. It has apples, pineapples, bananas. You know what I'm saying? I love my green stuff. All right, so I'm gonna end it off with that. I hope you guys enjoy the video, the segment. This is what the channel is going to be like. All right. I'm going to focus more on that versus having a nice background. I'm happy to have the mic, and this is the setup that I'm going to have. So definitely comment down below. I want to know everything that you're thinking, new topics that you want to hear. I'm going to bring something new and creative every time I get on here. And most of all, I want to put out good content I said everything is either going to come from my perspective of my experience in life, and versus it's going to come from actual facts from scientists and from doctors and things of that nature. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Can't wait to hear your comments. All right, peace.